I don't need your bullshit, bitch. Bitch! Wow, that was all whiskey right there.
I can't wait to hear the sequel to that. There's nothing to you but bullshit. Cunt!
I knew that was going there. I just knew it was going there.
Of course it was. Hey, I have an allotment of how many times I could drop the cunt word, and that was only one, and that was only two. I've got three more tonight.
Who put the limit on you?
Me.
Okay.
Because somebody else told me that I said it too much. In fact, several people did.
Okay.
So I've limited myself to less than one per hour.
Okay, so you get 6 a night.
I get five.
5.
Less than one per hour.
Gotcha.
If we go to overtime, I get a freebie.
I don't need your bullshit, bitch.
I like it.
I think you ought to put that on a loudspeaker, and then when your former visits the house, you can just kind of play that.
I am getting along great with my significant ex.
As you should, and that's a good thing, and I commend you.
Yeah, I do not have issues with her, and I don't actually need to put up that song because she's not giving me any bullshit.
Well, I would still wire it to my doorbell and have a speaker on the outside, and as soon as she pushes the button when she arrives, it says, I don't need your bullshit, bitch.
I can honestly say, though, that the thought of a ringtone did not cross my
Yeah, that's kind of funny, right?
That could be
don't
done.
need your bullshit.
Should I make that like the official ringtone of the CMS for spouses?
That'd be kind of funny, though, right?
Yeah. Ricky from the band is in there. Hey, Ricky, is it okay if I cut just that little clip out and make an official ringtone for the CMS? Just that line? Discuss that with the band and let me know.
That's so funny.
Look at John telling my stories about calling people grocery store. Did I tell that story on the air? I don't think I did.
Yes, you did.
About getting kicked out of the grocery store.
About the lady who was upset at you because you were taking too long in line,
Yep.
and you basically turned around and chewed her out and grabbed your shit and left.
Well, no, I was.
You were escorted out or asked to leave.
I was told to leave.
Sir, you cannot use that kind of language
like that.
And we would appreciate it if you never shopped here again.
Yeah, well, I've shopped there since. Fuck them.
Right.
They don't tell me what to do.
Right. It's not like your picture is at the front door. Stop this guy if he ever comes in here.
Lord knows the last guy in the world a grocery store is going to stop is a fat guy.
Right.
So please, they're not stopping me.
But you're changing all that, right?
I am.
You're not going to be the fat guy anymore.
Well, I still am though. For now, they'll let me in.
Right.
Maybe once I get down to like, once I get down to like 220 or something, they probably will be like, oh, here comes that foul mouth ass again.
Yeah, it's like, hurry up, bar the doors. He's coming back to graze again. And then you said, I don't need your bullshit, bitch. So there you go. Whiskey, 33 Love Child.
Yeah. I'm gonna make that ringtone. There we go. We got the permission. Use it for a ringtone if you want. There it is.
Right. Excellent.
I'll take care of that this week, fans.
There you go. It's so funny.
It is.
I mean, we just always hatch these ideas right on the show.
That's right.
It's just like it's an epiphany that just hits you right then and there.
Look at Mr. E. So I'm not going to read it because that'll use as one of my allotments. I'll let you read it.
Right. I can see the YouTube video of Chris yelling, don't tease me, cunt. Oh, don't tase me, not
Don't
tease.
tase me.
Yeah. Don't tase me, bro.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Why do I have such a reputation? I guess I earn it.
It's just that mouth.
It is.
It's just mouth.
Yep, it is. I just run my mouth nonstop.
Right. Well, they do say that the pen or verbal is mightier than the sword, as they say.
I definitely push that to the limit now, don't I?
But so you know what that is because you have taken pen in hand for many, many, many a years.
Yes.
And still are with the Facebook and the postings and the,
Pit riff and everything else.
Yeah,
sure.
Absolutely. Now this is off subject since you brought this up. Wasn't there a time where you were talking about putting Pit Drift to bed and then you didn't do it?
I did for a while.
What was the thought process there?
4 letters, starts with a W, ends with an E.
Okay.
I was killing everything for a while. Anything that was related to the whole business, man. It was a hassle. Day to day, it was a hassle.
It's like, do you have to do this, or do you have to still be involved with that? Why do you still do that?
All right, this is one of those times that I have to
All right, I gotta hear this, because I want to know how influential a personal relationship goes to killing off everything that you are.
All right, well, let me start I'm going to preface this answer by letting it be known that I have a legal disclaimer in my divorce proceeding that says that I'm not allowed to say anything negative.
Okay, well, but the fact remains it was known out there that you were going to kill off the Pit Drift thing.
That is true. And it became easier in my personal life to not have Pit Riff or the Classic Metal Show or radio or the metal thing.
Okay, well, let me ask you something.
My life.
And I've got to do this on an interview basis.
Go right ahead.
What would you have what was the expectation to replace those things in your life with?
A better relationship.
Okay, so basically the time that you spent doing the CMS, Pit Drift, any CD reviews, interviews, whatever it is that you did that was related to this show, Pit Drift, radio, whatever, you would spend that time with the significant other?
No. It wasn't about the time. It was about the attitude and the place where my heart was.
Okay, but did this show give you attitude toward your significant other to where you were just downright ugly?
I put a lot of passion into doing this show.
Okay.
And it took away from other places.
Do you think it really took away from other places, or you just didn't have the passion?
Honestly, yeah.
Really?
Honestly, I do.
So you think if you didn't have the passion for this show or writing or CD reviews, it would have created passion in other areas?
I think that I put 150% of myself into any project that I get focused on.
Because why? You enjoy it.
Because I've always been that way.
Because you enjoy it, though.
Well, yeah, that is true. And this is hard, but
it is hard, and I appreciate your candor and your honesty. But go ahead.
You only have 100% of anything that you can do of your total existence, and if you're pulling away pieces of it, then other pieces feel like they're cheated of the 100% that they feel they deserve.
Oh, okay,
whether that would be the show, whether that would be the wife, whether that would be Music's Bottom Line, whether that would be Pit Riff, any of that. I can only put in 100% of myself out there to all the different things in my life, and every little thing takes pieces of that.
Sure, but
not necessarily only in time.
But that makes up who you are. Because you got to work a job. Okay, some people love their jobs, some other people don't.
Yeah.
But there's people who out there who are career people, and they love their job because they love the results that they get from it. Sure. And that's what drives them. That's what fuels their engine.
And if you take those people as an example, since that's not me, but that's a good example that we can do as a hypothetical.
Okay.
80% of those people end up in broken personal relationships.
But do you think if the job went away that their passion would be turned toward their spouse, or do you think that the passion really wasn't there to begin with?
I think that there could be a definite misguided theory as you're going through it in real time to think that if you stop the things that cause problems, then that will improve the things that you don't want to be a problem.
But who is it a problem for? Is it the problem for you, or is it a problem for the other person?
I would say that it was collectively a problem.
Okay, but the thing is that you and I have known each other for roughly 13 years.
Okay.
You and I have had a chemistry since day one as friends, or I've always played the very straight guy, or the very, absolutely. And you're kind of the out of control guy, and you shoot off at the mouth at times, and it works. It just works.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is that you got an enjoyment out of that. It was fun for you, and it was something that you had a passion for, because it was just like, wow, this is allowing my creativity to come out of me. It wasn't because I want to go out there this week and I just want to tear somebody a new asshole and I just want to bash on them. It's just because, okay, this allows me to be who I really am.
I'm going to relate this to the girl last week that told me to take a walk because she couldn't deal with the show.
Okay, let's go there then.
Okay. Doing what I do, you're right. I absolutely love doing this. I actually wrote about this week, how much I love doing radio again and how much I missed it.
Sure.
In the time that I wasn't doing it.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I've been doing this for 17 years. I had a passion to do this about 10 years prior to even starting this. So I could roughly say the passion for doing a radio show has been about 27 years, even though in reality it's only been 17.
Dude, I've wanted to do this since I was like 6.
Okay.
I used to sit under my pool table, my parents' pool table in my house with a hairbrush, pretending I was announcing baseball games.
Okay, well, there you go.
I've always wanted. I did it in high school. I went to the Army to do it. Sure. I wanted to be in radio forever.
All right. So collectively between us, we've got about 50 years in radio between us.
Absolutely.
Just for the passion of wanting to do it.
Absolutely.
And the thing is that I've been in relationships. I've loved a woman before, but my radio would, if my passion for radio was taken away from me, or say radio was taken away from me, I would not be able to convert my passion for radio into a passion for another woman or something like that, because it would be a part of me that would be missing.
Right. Well, a couple of things, and these are not me ducking ones. These are honest ones. These are not this. What I'm about to say is not me trying to skirt around what I'm allowed to say. This is a reality. She did not make me quit the show. She did not tell me quit or I leave. I chose to quit the show initially because of the grief it was causing her and I.
Yeah, but if you weren't being tortured because of it, you would have never quit the show voluntarily.
Torture's a hard word.
Torture, you were being tortured, dude. If somebody was up in your face every single day going, this is disrupting the family, you're not spending time with me or the kids or whatever the argument might have been. And this was in your ear 24/7, and you got attitude all day, and there's like a dark cloud hanging in the house, and every word out of the mouth is just snarky comments, and you're an asshole, and you're not a good husband, and I didn't sign up for this, and and you hear this every day. It just wears on you to the point where it's just like, all right already. White flag. I give in. I'm done with the show. You got your way. I'm done being terrorized. Okay, let's have this happy family. And It never ends up that way.
Well, I'm not going to comment on anything that you just said.
I'm just giving you my point of view.
I'm going to say that is your point of view. What I will say, though, is going back to the original question, is I think that doing what I do, the way that I do it, in such a unbelievably stark and direct way.
You're a bull in a china shop. That's all it boils down to.
Right. And when I did that, that was so opposite of what her personality is that it really became something that I was doing and something I was achieving, because I was getting, well, not only here, but with the metal show as well. I was gaining success that I couldn't share with her.
Right, because she didn't have an appreciation for what you do.
But that, I think, caused issue that we were not growing together as a couple. I was growing this way fast, and she wasn't a part of that.
Right.
And it caused her to not want to deal with that.
Of course, I get that. Believe me. Let me relate a personal story to you.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and this has to do
holy
with...
fuck, Neeley, don't break up the show.
Right. That ain't happening.
That ain't happening.
That ain't happening. I'll guarantee you that.
No, that's not happening.
When I first started radio back in 1996, I quickly became a fan favorite on the little station WSTB.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Kids, and I say kids because at the time I was 32 years old.
Right, sure.
Kids who were 13, 14, 15 years old were calling the station, telling me unbelievable stories about their lives.
Right, sure.
It's just like, oh, I slept with this guy. I'm talking 13, 14-year-old girls telling me their stories that they, slept with some guy at that age,
right.
And they think they're pregnant, and they think this, and they might have caught a communicable disease, and and it's just like, you don't even know me. Why are you telling me this?
Right, sure.
But I got these kind of phone calls.
Yep.
And the station only had one line. And oftentimes people would call, and it's not because I was doing something weird or whatever. It's just like they related to the music that I was playing. And at the time, the station was playing like this Marilyn Manson and Korn and Limp Bizkit. And, it was all the underground crap.
It's the mid-'90s.
Yeah, basically the mid-'90s. And so these kids, they were kids that related to this, and I was this cool DJ guy.
Right.
That would come on the radio, and they would hear your voice, and then, oh, this guy must understand what I'm going through. I'm going to call this guy because I don't know who else to talk to.
Right, sure.
So oftentimes, kids would call the station, and they would want to talk to me and engage me in some conversation, and I tried to give them some good advice or listen to what they're saying. Well, at the time, I was involved with a woman, and she would call the station or listen to the show, and she couldn't get through. So it started in with, I tried to call the station for almost an hour, and I couldn't get through, and who were you talking to, and why was the line busy, and you dedicated a song to such and such a person, and who is that? And, I got to 30 questions every time I walked through the door.
Right.
You love this more than you love me, and, what are you going to do for a career, and what are you going to do this the rest of your life? And this is just ridiculous, and, I got this to where it just got to the point to where it was just like, okay, listen, it's either me or your career and your radio and whatever else you're doing. And it's just like, listen, I got to do what I got to do.
Right, sure.
And they were gone.
Yep.
And you didn't know this girl because this was before you knew me. So,
before Ellie?
No, this was before that. This was before her, yes. That was,
okay.
Uh-huh. So I know what that's all about, and I got the 30 questions, and what were you doing, and I listened to the show tonight, and you said this, and what does that mean, and it wasn't because I was even doing anything.
Right.
It was, and so it's just like, are you going to do this the rest of your life, and where is this going to go, and what does this lead to, and, I just don't get this at all, and I can't, and what I'm trying to say to you is that her appreciation for what I did wasn't there. So she and I did not, as you put it, grow together in my passion for my enjoyment of radio.
Right.
And we parted company.
Yeah. And that's a fair assessment.
And I get it, and I'm not criticizing or whatever, but the thing is that without being able to do this show every week, it would be like a part of me is missing. It would be like missing an arm or a leg or something, because this has been so part of my life. Right. It's just like, this is what I do. Either you accept me for the person that I am, or you don't. And if you don't, maybe this isn't a good idea. And that's what that girl last week was telling you is, you know what? If something were to transpire between you and I, if we got to know each other and liked each other, this is something I can't accept. And you said, hey, listen, I appreciate you being upfront about it upfront, instead of saying, yeah, it's kind of funny and I've listened to it, it's okay. And then, like you said, 3 months later, 4 months later, do you have to do that every Saturday? I listened to it this week and I didn't really like the talk or the words or topics or whatever. And, then it becomes a problem with, I really like this chick, but I really don't want to give up the show. And then it becomes a problem, and then you get into fights, and it's just ugly.
I have zero interest in that. Zero interest in that. As far as the past is what it is, dude. It's no secret why I left. I've been very upfront about why I left the show, and at this point, it is what it is. She still doesn't like that I do the show, even now, and we're not married. But whatever, it's now I don't have a responsibility to try to make that relationship work.
Everybody thinks I'm drunk.
Why?
I don't know. Apparently Bob thinks I'm drunk.
Why?
Because I'm spewing, I guess.
Well, so what?
But no, I'm not drunk, and no, I haven't had any Zinfandel. I'm very well aware of what's going on here. but for people who listen to the show, and I'm talking to the people in the chat room or people who listen to this on Spreaker or whatever, there's a lot more that goes on with this show than just the 6 hours that you listen.
Oh, yeah. The 6 hours is the easy part. There's a lot more that goes on.
Everybody with the Dr. Neeley. I'm not the doctor. Seriously, I'm not.
I'll make one statement, though. Having seen pictures of her, anytime you'd like to date Cassie, I'll date you as a fan of the Classic Metal Show. I'll drive to Canada, no problem.
Oh, my God. Neely's ex would, what does that say?
Where?
Grill him about why the inside of his undies look like slug tracks.
Holy smokes.
No. To be honest with you, being the host of the Classic Metal Show has never gotten me a piece of ass. Never. It's never happened.
Yeah.
Mostly because, and this is not directed at the girls in the chat room or girls who listen. Yeah. This show does not appeal to most women.
Right.
They
True.
don't appreciate this at all. This is more of a testosterone-driven show. For the chicks who hang, they're definitely the cool ones.
Yeah, except for tonight where we're both sounding like weird women.
No, it's just tough to bridge the gap between doing something that you enjoy and maintaining some kind of a relationship.
Yeah. Look at John in the chat room. Cassie is now the official chat room hottie, it looks like.
Cassie
You
is
saw
al-
those pictures that she sent years ago, right?
Cassie has always been a hottie.
Cassie's a hottie.
There's never been a question about that.
No, not at all. She's fucking nutty as a fucking fucking squirrel's mouth. But I mean, she's definitely hot.
Nutty is a squirrel's mouth.
Well, you know, the squirrel's out.
I know what you're
nuts in
saying.
their mouth.
I know what you're saying. You're just funny.
And if Cassie wants to store some squirrel nuts in her mouth, again, I'm willing to drive.
Right. All right. Well, it's time for Bob to come on the show.
All right.
So,
play a tune first.
What should I play for Bob?
How about some Saxon?
Oh, some Stevie Peavy Saxon.
Yeah, some Stevie Peavy Saxon.
Because Stevie Peavy was such a huge fan of Saxon.
Except for he didn't know anything past 1984 or whatever.
That's so funny.
Stevie rules. I love Stevie Peavy.
I can't wait till we do another Stevie Peavy.
Do we still have half of that last?
Oh, I know. You said you still got what we didn't get to last time, and then of course you said you had some more. So
there's like 20 more episodes. We got all kinds of Stevie Peavy for the next 5 years.
Because that guy, you know, him and his heavy metal war stories,
right?
Which I still don't understand that at all. But
there's no war stories going on there. But yeah, but let's do like Heavy Metal Thunder or something.
Okay. Let me see here. Why don't we do... How about Dogs of War?
Hey, that works.
So we'll do some Saxon. We'll bring our good friend Bob Nalbandian on the show, and we'll talk to him, and then we'll crucify him for the 33 Love Child interview he set us up with.
Right. All right, that works.
All right. Well, here's Saxon exclusively here
on your classic metal show.
This is Vince Bradford from